As I have told, the main output of risk identification is risk register. So the list of identified risk and other information needed to begin creating a risk register. A risk register is a document that contains results of various risk management processes, so it is often displayed in a table or a spreadsheet format. A risk register is a tool for documenting potential risk events and related information. So, the risk events refers to a specific uncertain events that may occur to the determinant or enhancement of the project. For example, negative risk events might include the performance failure of a product created as a part of project. So delays in completing work as scheduled, increases in estimated cost, supply shortages. Likewise, things can be considered in a risk register document. Then there are various strategies comes under the risk register. So to complete or to document a risk register, we are going to consider one example where many of items or many of the constraints has been given to make a risk register. First thing you need is an identification number for each risk event. So the project team may want to sort by risk events or quickly search for specific risk event. So they need to identify each risk by giving identification number for each risk event. Then you need a rank for each risk event. So the rank is usually a number with 1 representing the highest risk. Then next constraint is the name of the risk event. So example names include defective server, late completion of testing, reduced consulting cost, and good publicity. Then the next thing is a description of the risk event. Because the name of risk event is often abbreviated, it helps to provide a more detailed description. So the description of the risk event must be there in risk register. Then the category under which the risk event falls. For example, a defective server might fall under the broader category of technology or hardware technology. So you have to mention the category of under which the risk event falls. It may be hardware, it may be software, it may be network, likewise. Then potential responses to each risk. So a potential response to the defective server might be to include a clause in the supplier's contract to replace the server within a certain time of period having negotiated cost. So this if there is condition may occur that server getting some problem, so the supplier of that server or that hardware equipment should check out these problems. Then the risk owner or person who will take responsibility for the risk should be included in risk register. For example, a certain person might be in charge or of any server related risk events and managing risk response strategies. Then that risk owner will be responsible to resolve all the problems related to the particular server. Then probability of the risk occurring should be mentioned. So there might be a high, medium or low probability of a certain risk events. For example, the risk might be low that the server would actually be defective, so that things should be considered in risk register. Then the impact to the project if the risk occurs. So there might be a high, medium or low impact to project success if the risk event actually occurs. Then the last thing to be considered for the risk register is the status of the risk. Did the risk event occur? Was the response strategy completed? Is the risk no longer relevant to the project? Likewise, questions you have to ask and mention the all relevant information related with this. So this is what the risk register is.